Welcome back to another BulbFacts video, 2023 LED edition. In this one, you'll discover the top performing LED products for both reflector and projectors type headlights in the low and high beam applications. We won't be going in through any other recommendations such as DRL compatible LEDs, warmer color options, and so on, as those recommendations haven't changed much since our last video, which you can check out at the banner above. However, we will be taking a look at the longest lasting LEDs based on our lifespan tests. So be sure to check that out near the end of the video. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. The new #1 top performing LEDs for a low beam reflector are the DDM Tuning Sabre LED Pro 65 Watt Edition. They're new as of last year and quickly gained the top spot when it comes to sheer output. For the low beam, they put out 1614 lux at 25 feet, which is over 4 times the output compared to a halogen. Color temperature was right at 6100 Kelvin, right about their advertised rating of 6000 K. A nice pure white color with a small tone of blue. The lumens were 5800 each LED or 11,600 combined, which is about 3.5 times the total light output overall. Now, reflector beam pattern is a very important aspect when it comes to fitting an aftermarket or a different product in your headlight, and the Pro 65 Watt LEDs don't disappoint. Their beam was, while not perfect, was quite good with minimal glare and a good spread of light where it needs to be. Pick up a set from BRI Source as they include free priority shipping, and of course it helps keep our channel going with further testing. We'll include an Amazon link as well, links in the description below. Now, while their high beam performance was very good as well, nearing the top, they placed in second behind the new Hikari 2023 Future LEDs. These are our latest recommendation if you're looking for the very best performing LEDs in a reflector high beam application, and their output of 2266 lux or 159% additional light, which is the highest we've seen yet. The total output of lumens were even higher over the DDMs at 6242 each, or 12,486 total per set. Color temperature was a bit higher, more of a sky blue tone at 6850. Not noticeable to most people, but worth mentioning as it's a bit more blue over the other premium LED products on the market. The high beam pattern was nice and concentrated, unlike their low beam pattern, which was quite scattered compared to the DDMs. We also like these in the high beam application, as most people probably don't use their high beams nearly as much as their low beams. And with that, you consider the cost, which is important, and it's about half the cost over the DDMs. A truly great high beam LED overall. A link for the Hikaris will be in the description below. While I didn't mention lifespan for both the DDMs and the Hikari LEDs, we are currently in the process of running them on our bench, so expect to see an update on our website sometime this summer with the results. LEDs with at least 5,000 hours at runtime, a usable output of 75% or more, receive a superior rating, and from there the grade goes down. If the 100 and up options are too much for your budget, we have some great budget-friendly options as well for your reflector headlights, starting off with the Cougar Motor flagship LEDs for your low beam application. They continue to be our recommendation, especially now considering their lifespan was very good at 3,600 hours at 75% usable light. While they didn't last quite as long as some of the other options, the price to performance ratio is great overall. They produced a 164% additional low beam light and 77% additional high beam. The beam pattern was quite good, similar to the DDMs we mentioned earlier. Color temperature was a beautiful 5550 K, a nice pure white with the smallest hint of blue, a great color overall in our opinion. While the Cougar motors produced a great high beam result, we'd recommend the Auxbeam B1 series LEDs instead, as they are a bit cheaper and put out 118% additional high beam light due to the better chip placement for a high beam. They're of course suitable for low beam as well, and actually come close to the Cougar Motor flagship, but fell short due to the lumens, which are less critical for the high beam versus more of an importance for the low beam. The color temperature was around 6200 Kelvin, which is a nice pure white with a blue tone. You'll receive a 2-year warranty on these as well, going directly through Auxbeam. Links to both of the budget recommendations are in the video description below, as usual. When it comes to a halogen projector, it's harder to find an LED which performs well. Luckily, after testing more than 150 LED products, we have found a few which did quite well and even outperformed some HID products. Up first, the Hikari, again, in 2023 future LEDs. That's what they call them. These took the #1 spot in a low beam and high beam application. We believe these performed so well due to their specific design, which helps aim light in one direction. This is important in a projector low beam, but extremely critical in a high beam. If you have a bi-halogen projector, which is both a low and high beam combined from one bulb, you want to be careful and look at the high beam performance. With that said, they put out an incredible 231% additional light, over 3 times in the low beam, and 83% additional for the high beam, which may not sound like a big change, but again, for a high beam projector, it's a huge achievement. Beam performance was nearly perfect as we rated these 5 stars. The typical cutout or cut in at the bottom of the beam was almost non-existent, and the overall fill was quite amazing. One of the best beam patterns in a projector that we've seen. Lumens were nearly 4 times that of halogen at 296%, additional overall light output. Color temperature was the only downfall of these here, again at 6850 Kelvin. Still a nice white, but more blue than we like to see, especially those who drive in inclement weather like snow, sleet, etc. Another thing to consider is the limited 1-year warranty. For a premium price product, it could certainly be better. However, the price on these is typically less than any other premium priced product, especially in the performance range. As always, links will be in the video description below. For those on a tighter budget, take a look at the Aki LEDs. These were nearly 2.5 times brighter in the low beam, or 143% additional distance. Pretty great considering their price. Beam was decent at 4 out of 5 stars. There's some typical cut-in at the bottom, but otherwise the beam had a decent spread. The high beam performance was decent, but nothing to write home about. Still recommended, of course, considering their price again, especially if you're looking to match the low beams. They produced 30% additional light into the high beam application. And check out the Cougar Motor flagship LEDs if you're strictly looking for your high beams, as while they were about the same in terms of their output, they had a much better color temperature of 5550 Kelvin. Color temperature for the Akis was a bit high at 6800 Kelvin, more blue than we like to see, and total output or lumens was good at 165% additional. They come with a 1-year warranty, which is expected at this price point, and are highly recommended if you're on a strict budget. Lifespan tests are pending, so be sure to check back for any changes based on how they turn out. As LEDs become increasingly popular, many customers are left wondering which products offer the best value for their money. At our lab, we've been putting various LED kits through rigorous lifespan tests to see which ones are worth investment. While we haven't completed tests on all LEDs in our lab yet, we can confidently recommend the GTR Lighting Ultra 2s as the kit that will last you for many years to come. These LEDs aren't necessarily the top performing, but they came close, especially in a reflector application. What sets them apart is their lifespan. They outlasted any other LEDs we've tested by a long stretch. This is likely why GTR Lighting provides a lifetime warranty on them. We presume they will expect people will change out their vehicle before they change out their LEDs. Our lifespan test results showed the Ultra 2s ran for about 7,500 hours, which is quite impressive at their performance level. And they didn't die at that time. They just started to yield the lower than 75% output. We're still running these LEDs in the lifespan bench just to see how long they'll last. We presume they'll hit close to 10,000 hours or more, but of course, we'll post the updated results on the full review once they finally decided to die out completely. It's important to note that while the Ultra 2 LEDs performed extremely well, there are still other great options to consider. As we complete more lifespan testing and samples over time, we'll post the results on our full test website chart. But for now, if you're looking for a reliable, long-lasting LED kit, the GTR Ultra 2s are definitely worth considering. While I didn't go over deeper test results such as wattage, noise, heat, and other data, we do post these on our website, BulbFacts.com. You can find everything you need and then some, including prices, warranty, and more, to make an informed decision before you buy anything. When it comes to heat, all of the LEDs in our recommendations fell well within the limit and were much lower than a halogen bulb in every case, even high wattage running LEDs. This is due to the improved technology that LED offers. The fan is included simply to keep the diodes as cool as possible for maximum performance. Remember, when moving to a new technology like LED, it's best to always check your beam pattern to ensure proper headlight aim. You can do this by marking a cutoff on the wall with your original bulbs still installed, and then swap over to the LEDs, double check to ensure the cutoff or the beam hotspot didn't move up. If it does, you can re-aim your headlights. And there are a lot of great videos on YouTube available on how to do this, so be sure to check that out. As always, I hope these recommendations were helpful for your upgrade. We spend hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars buying products and equipment to ensure we find only the best products for you. We decline all sponsorship offers in order to keep our recommendations true and unbiased. And with that said, all we ask is for you guys to use our affiliate links as we make a small commission to help keep going and testing, keeping the channel going. And it comes at no extra cost to you. While we try our best to make new videos, our website is always up to date as we test the new products. So our charts may grow, our recommendations pages may change from time to time. So always be sure to take a look prior to making your purchase to be sure you have the latest and greatest products. Thanks for taking the time to tune in, and always stay safe out there.